Ladies and gentlemen, the show will commence in 5 minutes. While you are waiting, please hit the like button and share the video link.
Please like and leave a comment, and share this video.
Only 3 minutes until the start. Only 2 minutes until the start.
Please like and subscribe to this channel today. And don't forget to share it and hit that thumbs up. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awesomeness is about to start in 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Grab a drink and a snack, sit down and enjoy watching the show. Don't forget to comment, like the video, and share it to others.
Hey, everybody. Live show 43. Hi, Duke.
Hey, oh, you woke me up there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was enjoying the music and the intro.
And the intro, yes.
Yes.
What's been happening?
Oh, well, we had some sunny weather. We had some rainy weather. I think it's nice outside today now. It's starting to warm up finally. You know, we had some, what was it, last week? It was like cold. It was like,
Cold and wet London weather.
oh, yeah, it was terrible stuff. It's
It was
better
warm
now.
today.
Yeah,
Ish.
nice day.
Ish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first thing is thanks to Rolf in the chat in YouTube and Rumble for moderating. I keep forgetting to say that.
Hi, Ralph.
Rolf,
I
not
didn't
Ralph.
say Ralph. Yeah, Ralph.
That's right. I called you. Remember what? I didn't call you Duke. I called you something else.
Dick, I think.
Oh, something.
I don't know what
Something
you called.
like that. And also, we've got a sponsor, Crikey Internet Radio, who's paying for all this and all our new stuff that's arriving next week. New 4K cameras. You can see Duke in 4K.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I want you to.
that's going to be a horror story.
Yeah.
Horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So here we go. Let's go. We're off.
Yeah. Well, the first thing, it's kind of a continuation of the last few shows that we've been doing. You know, America's been, the United States anyway, they've been sending over government officials to threaten China. So just a short note, I think this time they sent the big gun. They sent, the second biggest gun, was they sent old Blinken over there. And he blinked because he wasn't that successful. And of course, it's threatening to China, like, you better... we think that there's possibility that you guys might be having some companies that could possibly be selling some sort of products to Russia that could possibly be used in drones and weapons. So therefore, stop it.
And also, stop making so much stuff. It's not fair.
Yeah, that was another one. I think that was what Janet Yellen was saying last time,
Yeah,
right?
he said
Stop
this as
making
well.
so many products.
Yeah.
You know?
Stop making so many products. That's not fair.
Yeah,
we can't do
because
that.
We can't. Yeah, we can't do it. Things aren't made in America anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in
I think the answer was, but we're a market economy. So there you go.
Yeah, I had a photo of Blinken. You had a video, right, of him?
Yeah, this is him. This is him arriving. If we're just with the huge
entourage.
Entourage that are meeting him.
Look at that. Look at all those people.
There we go. That's it. Deputy mayor or something?
Yeah, probably the assistant deputy mayor of some small town somewhere.
No red carpet.
Not even a red carpet on the stairs, I think.
Yeah.
Somebody got that the other day.
That's the U.S. ambassador.
No foreign minister of China there.
No
even.
bans, no nothing.
No. Oh, look at that.
That's what China thinks of him.
Yeah. Of course, they had to put a lot of security around because maybe he's not that well liked in China. I don't know. Yeah. Probably even worse when he left. Like van der Leyen, I think she had to call a taxi or something like that.
Yeah.
President of the European Union.
Yeah, well, Schultz, when he arrived the other day, no one met him either.
Really?
Yeah.
And when he left, to give him a kick in the ass, or
I don't know.
For blowing up Nord Stream and destabilizing the world.
So Mr. Blinken met this guy, Z.
Yeah, they thought maybe they had COVID or something, so they're sitting. Well, anyway, Putin does that too. I wouldn't want to get that close to Blinken. You never know what they're going to poison you with or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Well, the other news, mostly. I feel weird if I'm even talking about it because I got it mostly all from you, from your Telegram channel. I think I got all of it from there anyway because you had the best coverage of it
from this Telegram channel, from the other side.
Yeah, from the other side.
Go and join it on Telegram from the other side.
Yeah, actually, it's very, very, very good. It's one of the best ones there is. If you want to compare it even to some of those best Telegram channels, anyway. At least that's the news that I like the most, anyway. So always happens to be on Dave's site. Yes, and there was a lot about about Belarus and Lukashenko. He was at this People's Assembly, All Belarus People's Assembly, and
which we covered some of it last show.
Yeah, but it was a huge. I don't know if but did we cover that in the last show?
Yeah, because it was the next
That-
day as well. We covered the first day.
Oh, yeah, huge amount of people and a lot of stuff that surprising information that came out. The Belarus security chief Ivan Tertel, he announced that the Belarus KGB had thwarted drone attacks.
Do they call him Ivan the Terrible?
Yeah, I mean, I think I heard about him when I was in basic training. When Ivan comes across the border, you better be ready. You know, when Ivan comes, and I said, oh, now I finally know who Ivan is. So, but anyway, they announced, that this was just a few days ago. Lithuania, and I don't think it was the government. Who knows who in Lithuania could possibly be some of these opposition-backed people. There's Tertel. That's his military uniform guy. Yeah, but yeah, we have two pictures, but don't show the other one because we have more news about him later on. Well, not that much later, but anyway, I don't even know why they divulged this stuff, but they thwarted these drone attacks, and of course, there's been a lot of security if you're walking around in Minsk during those days, and as a matter of fact, it's still going up now, and
the fake president said it was bullshit. It's just like, why would you know if it was bullshit or not?
yeah,
She's always going on, every day.
everything
She
is
just wakes up in the morning and just makes shit up.
yeah, or just to see something that happened in Belarus and denies it or something like that. Just takes the contra. I guess that's what a lot of opposition people are supposed to do.
Well, she's paid to do that.
But when you come and flat out,
I keep asking her where she's
lie.
getting the money from. She never answers.
yeah, yeah, it's amazing she never deleted you, but you're still on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lukashenko was talking about other security threats, and there had some really doozies, and it kind of makes you wonder what the heck. Ooh, this is a little bit frightening, but I don't know. Personally, I think that Lukashenko, I would trust Lukashenko 100 times more than I would trust any U.S. president or
Any Western leader,
Western leader,
politician. Let's go right down the whole list.
Yeah, and he mentioned that the opposition and NATO have a plan to take over the district of Kobrin near the city of Brest. It's a smaller town, and it's east of Brest. It's not as far as Baranovichi or Pinsk. If you want to drive, it's not like a perfect triangle, but you can go from Kobrin to Baranovichi to Pinsk and sort of make a triangle there.
And Brest, for those people who don't know, is where the World War II started.
Yeah,
They came across the border there first.
a lot of wars started there in Brest. I mean, if you go
The
back
Germans, yeah.
hundreds of years, and
They attacked.
yeah. But I keep saying the date because I know that really well. Just June 22nd, 1941. At 4 o'clock in the morning, General Guderian, they attacked the fortress of Brest. And
One a day off, we should go down there. I can go down there. You'll have to just get up early in the morning and drive down 3 hours.
yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I'd go again because
Been a few times.
it's really interesting. And film us running around making the place unsafe there.
Oh, we can do a live stream.
Yeah, I tell you, I walked on the grass and I was, because it's written in Russian, and I guess you're not supposed to walk on the grass because it's kind of like,
Well, there's still people buried there.
yeah, well,
Bits of
it's
people.
holy ground anyway, because of a lot of blood was shed there anyway.
This is the same person. We were at the museum, started touching things. I got in trouble for that too.
I did.
Yeah, the uniforms. You were touching the uniforms.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Just trying to see if I can stick one in my bag.
Americans.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, anyway, they were saying, I think it was Lukashenko putting out that the plan was for the opposition to first take over this region. And they're actually training to take it over. There's a lot of people training in Ukraine and other European countries. It's incredible to come in, to do a takeover.
And also,
But now that it's been exposed, they're probably not going to do it, huh?
was it today or yesterday? I think it was today. Yes, today. They're saying Lithuania and Latvia are trying to recruit people as they come across the border.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't hear that one. I know they were
Belarusians.
recruiting in Belarus.
Yeah, but they're trying to get them as they come across the border now.
They were recruiting people to train them as how to organize and set up and do protests. Because they're trying to do that and get a lot of people, and and they're funding it. And of course, this thing, even in this this town that they're trying to take over. The whole idea was that they come in and take it over with militants and then ask for NATO assistance, and then they're going to set up their own little, I don't know, little country or something there.
How can they do that?
Spread up. Huh?
How can they do that?
Yeah,
that doesn't work under NATO rules.
Yeah, you don't think so, but they're going to say, "Oh, they have a right to self-expression or something."
Yeah, but it's a border problem, so they can't do
like
it.
they did it in Kosovo,
Okay.
same sort of a deal. You
Okay.
think you can't do it, but I think the rules are. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about the rules with Russia and
This is a rules-based order.
Yeah.
The rules are for the other guys, not for, when the West wants to do something. If there's rules, they don't exist. Only for the other guys. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, they're being trained everywhere. I can't remember the name of the battalion that they're. It's terrible. Why I can't remember this. It's a Belarusian people. They're training to, come in and be, militants here in Belarus. Yeah, but they're also, like you were saying, trying to get people across when they cross back and forth from the border, and finding people that probably don't like it. Do you think how easy it is to set up spies in there? Act like you hate Belarus, and yeah, I'll go along with that. I'll go and I want to get rid of this government in Belarus, and I would
say, anyway,
yeah, just get some people in there, and then of course they're going to look into your background a little bit, make sure that somebody looks like they don't like the government, and then just report back. There's probably what they're doing anyway. Yeah,
you'd be an idiot to do it.
Hmm?
You would be an idiot to do it.
Well, that's undercover. As a matter of fact, these people are going to be undercover. They're going to be sleeper cells.
But they'll get caught.
Yeah,
they'll get caught.
Well, the KGB is pretty good. They have some very good.
It's supposed to be the best secret intelligence agency in Europe.
Really?
Mm.
Well, yeah, and I know I've seen how great they are in Iran too. It's incredible. They can interrogate people without torture and anything, and get them to confess everything. It's like, how do they do that?
Yeah, the Iranian Secret Service.
Yeah, they're excellent too. And when you see that they go through Israeli or American, they got black eyes and broken ribs and all kinds of stuff.
Mm.
So, but I don't know. Yes, I think they get black eyes when they go through the Belarusian interrogation too. But I don't know. You never know. Maybe there's different people that have different.
From
methods.
what I heard, it's supposed to be the best one in Europe.
Yeah,
they find out a lot of.
Yeah,
things.
but they find out information. It's incredible, and they know exactly what's going on in against Belarus. It is amazing.
Yeah, well, that's their job.
Yeah,
they should be able to do that.
Yeah, and the U.S. they always screw up all the time for some reason, and they got more people and pay more money. I guess I don't know. That's how it goes. Yes, he also Turtle. What does he say? He reported that significant operations against Ukrainian espionage activities in Belarus, such as the dismantlement of a 20-person station. You can put the other photo of the guy in there. He's got a suit on, so he doesn't look so militant.
Mr. T.
There he is. Looks like kind of like Anthony Hopkins there. But
yeah, it is.
Anyway,
what's he run?
Oh, he runs the KGB.
Oh, right, okay. I've got a video of him.
Oh, you do?
I will play it after this.
You can see him moving.
You can see him moving and talking.
Yeah, instead of talking in one place like that.
We've got a video. We'll play that afterwards.
Okay, but anyway, they dismantled. They're finding out about these cells. There was a 20-man one, and they dismantled it, and it's run by Ukrainian special services. And there was 30 other people were detained, suspected of working with the Ukrainian intelligence services, and also 40 Ukrainian channels used for channels, meaning not telegram channels. Channels, they mean inlets coming into Belarus, physical, used for smuggling weapons and explosives into Belarus were disrupted. So, yeah, they're finding people bringing guns and explosives and all sorts of things. I guess that's one reason why we have increased security here in Belarus. And it's kind of strange. You get a lot of these Belarusian people, and they're not really that concerned. It's like, what the heck, they act as if it's not going to happen to them. It's really strange. It's like, I don't know. They're very complacent. They've been living the good life here.
Well, complacent that the West won't do anything.
Yeah, or that there's not going to be any Ukrainian terrorists or Polish or some from the Baltics or the NATO.
Or maybe they've got faith in their security forces.
I don't think it's that. I think that they have been living such a good life here. I seriously do. That everything has been fine all the time. And
So they had that bombing on the subway.
no, you know, like
They had that bombing on the subway a few years ago.
yeah, that was, when was that? That was quite a few years ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago. And that's only one thing that's really ever happened that people really know about. And otherwise, they've been safe, and then there's no muggings or rapes. Or,
And that was a local anyway.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I just I don't think these people should be, you know, "Oh, I'm not interested." You know, they're not interested in this stuff. You tell it to them, it's like, what the heck? I don't know. Okay, you know. So,
They probably think you're crazy.
yeah. So what is a video with Territories?
Okay, here we go.
Maybe he's talking about that.
Yeah,
as well.
maybe. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, he's up in front of the
This is in the assembly.
All Belarusian People's Assembly.
Yes. Do you want to read this? Can you read it?
Yeah, where these people are, their activities. Oh, yeah, this is it. Where these people are, their activities and plans are. Oh, this is are known to the committee. I think this is people that are training in the West, Belarusians.
Их деятельность и планы комитету известны. В борьбе с терроризмом,
In
действуем
the
по
fight against
законам
terror,
военного времени,
the act under
решительно
law,
и без колебаний.
absolutely and
Среди
without hesitation.
террористов и их
Among the terrorists
пособников
and their
есть и
accomplices,
убитые,
there are
и раненые.
killed and
Без
wounded
сомнения,
without a
всех
doubt.
их постигнет заслуженная
All of them
кара.
will suffer well-deserved punishment,
Даже несмотря на то,
even
что
though
своим логовом они избрали
that there
киевские
is their
больницы.
liar, they choose Kiev hospitals.
Oh, this is about the hospitals where they said they're
Oh.
in the hospitals, and then Ukraine evacuated them for some reason. They thought
That Belarus was going to bomb them.
yeah, it was going to send missiles over. It's like, when have they ever done that? Even Russia hasn't even done that. It's like,
Yeah,
they're not Ukraine. Ukraine's done that.
yeah, yeah.
Кировская, 30
See,
и 30.
even the address.
That's probably why they evacuate them. They even tell them the address. I've seen them do this stuff, and they were mentioning like where they're training, and I said, "Oh, it's such and such." Lukashenko was doing it, telling the street and the house numbers and all that. And it's like, what the heck? You know, Ukraine is probably flipping out.
Спрятались за спину больных детей.
Where they hid behind sick kids.
Yeah, they're evacuating.
Oh, there it is. A few moments later, Ukraine evacuated the hospital you mentioned. Yeah. So these are trained terrorists, probably Belarusian or
Yeah, yeah. In the same hospital with the sick kids, as usual.
yeah.
But for some reason, they thought there was going to be a missile strike. It's just like, no.
They left the kids there, I'm sure.
Oh,
Isn't
well,
that incredible?
they took some of them out.
I mean-
It'd be more likely Ukraine sends a missile and blames.
Yeah. Blames Belarus.
Все эти лица, их деятельность
Oops.
Yeah. And anyway, Lukashenko still hasn't called for a mobilization. You know, they got some Russians here too. Luckily, Russia is able, you know, and a lot of people don't appreciate Russia. And it's like, well, dang, you know, if Russia wasn't here, you guys would have to be mobilized, you know? Yeah, in spite of the many security concerns Belarus faces, no mobilization. He mentioned that the West keeps Ukraine as it's like a drug addict, constantly needing a, you know, like a weapons fix and money. Give me some more money. I need money. Oh, we need money. We need weapons, you know. And but the West wants to make Belarus a part of the battleground as it has done in Ukraine. Lukashenko mentioned that the U.S. has more than 64,000 U.S. military forces stationed in Europe, along with 33,000 permanent NATO forces. He asked, what are they defending? You know, what kind of America are they defending here? You know, he warned the West that there would be dire consequences if Russia were to use its full military power in response, you know, predicting an apocalypse. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're playing, you know, and I think mostly what he's talking about, like a lot of these troops, I think he's talking about that are very close to the border of Belarus. And you know, that's the entire military of Belarus is around 64,000. And, you know, before the military operation, I don't think he's even increased the size that much. I think it's like maybe 4,000 or something like that. So.
Yeah, because it's a defense force, not an offense force.
Yeah, and Poland and well, the other one's Lithuanian. Then what do they have? 50 people or something? I don't know. No, they have more than that. But anyway, they're increasing
51.
51. Yeah, they're increasing the size of their militaries and
to 52.
Yeah. Ooh, that's in the next 3 years, right?
Yeah. But it's gone down one because they've just sent one to the Red Sea to help.
Yeah. Maybe a Chihuahua or something. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, we have I don't know, all these people that are fleeing from Ukraine, and I would do the same thing probably, rather than being sent to the meat grinder. And I think Arestovich has been, luckily we don't have a video of him because you can't keep on. He's talking like in fast forward, but he's saying that well, what Russia could do is, since these people are not, they're under orders, like in all these diplomatic places for Ukraine, like in Warsaw and all that, not to give these people passports and to give them diplomatic services. And he is suggesting that Putin could say, okay, you can come and we'll give you a Russian passport to all these Ukrainians. So, that's why he was the chief advisor of Zelensky. He's probably a pretty smart feller rather than being a fart smeller. So, like some other people that run countries, as we all know. Yeah, and there are 10 million Ukrainians living abroad. 10 million. That's the entire population of Belarus. And Scott Ritter, what he was talking about, it's actually not about Ukraine, but he said similar things about Ukraine. He was mentioning as what has been happening in Georgia in the past week. And of course, this has been going on, and they're forcing this all the time, the West, and trying to get these people. And it's just like what is they've had in Belarus, and they're trying to increase it. I think the government has already stopped it from the earlier times, and now they're trying to reconstitute this thing where they have these sleeper protester cells. Like I was saying, they're recruiting them, and I remember seeing the ads myself. They wanted to recruit a bunch of people, that will start protests and organize the protests in Belarus, against the government. So that's what's going on in Georgia. And Scott Ritter said the West has mobilized the people. They have trained to get thousands to protest. Scott Ritter said, of these people, when I look out at the crowds of misguided Georgians waving the flag of the EU in the name of Georgian patriotism, stupid isn't the word that comes to mind. Brainwashed, on the other hand, does. Ukrainization is not just a concept, it is a reality measured in hundreds of thousands of dead and tens of millions of displaced and trillions of lost treasure. So that's very well said by Scott Ritter. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, because they're putting in the same law that the US and the EU have got.
Yeah, and it's this law, and it's like everybody's wondering, well, why would they protest against this law? It's the same law the US has and the EU.
It's a copy, is it? Almost a direct copy of the US law.
Yeah, it just says that if you are as a matter of fact, I think they even have it limited. It's to press.
If a press and an NGO.
Is it? I don't know if they had NGO.
No, it's NGOs. NGOs and the media.
I was reading it was just media, but
you've got to tell them where the money's coming from. That's it.
Yeah, you got to register. I thought it was register. So
foreign something.
We are a foreign entity. And
well,
that's it.
Where the money's coming from, yeah.
And how can you get thousands of people on the street to protest against these people registering that they're a foreign entity?
And the US and EU say this law is not very democratic. It's like, hang on, you've got it in your own country.
Yeah, you're doing it. It's democratic when you do it, but it's not democratic when it's a country that you want to take over. Yeah. God. Oh, incredible. Yeah. Yes, but even in Bolivia, President Luis Arce.
This guy?
Yep, that's the man right there. Look at it. He's got a picture of, what's his name?
That famous Bolivian.
Well, they claim him as being Venezuelan. Simon Bolivar, I guess. So that's Bolivar, but it sounds more like Bolivia, the name, for some odd reason. But anyway, so it's kind of a intel op sort of a thing as well. President of Bolivia said Argentina is cozying up to NATO. It's a threat to Latin America, and it actually really is. Luis Arce, if that's probably not saying it right, said that because as a diversion, Argentina increased. It's get this why they did it. They put, you know, heavy forces on the border of Bolivia, saying that it's because Iran is threatening to attack.
What?
Yeah, honest to God, they said Iran is threatening to attack
Argentina.
from Bolivia.
From Bolivia.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, the president of Bolivia said this is total nonsense, but you know, you got to have some sort of an excuse to get everybody's mind off of this massive inflation and all of the terrible. I mean, if you see,
And he wants to stop free education.
yeah, I mean, all kinds of. This guy's a real. I mean, we talk about him all the time. You know, we thought that like Trudeau and Schultz and all these guys are in it. Well, you know, if you, how do you say this? It's not like you can call them lunatic, but bad policies. But I would kind of throw in a little bit of a lunatic in there as well when I'm talking about Millet or whatever you say his name, because what did it say? The next day he wanted to be Jewish, and he wanted to get out of BRICS when they're already underway going into BRICS, and one of the welcome members
wants to use the dollar instead of the peso.
Yeah, and then get the dollar. You know, I can kind of see, but I wouldn't want to put a failing currency as far as my main currency. I don't know. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I even forget half of them because it's all the stuff that you would never do if you want to, you know, have your country survive. And of course, it's really bad in Argentina. They said that's instituting poverty and all that now. So Iran, they're not even having nothing to do with Bolivia. Anyway, he's also concerned that the U.S. wants to get Bolivia's lithium, and they really, really are trying to find a way to take over the lithium in Bolivia, because Bolivia has got, I don't know if they're the biggest lithium deposits, if that's, they are in the Americas, that's for sure. He said, we have always been concerned by the fact that there are countries who think that another country's resources are their resources. Yeah. Yeah, so we have
America.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah. Come to think of it, they've done that before, haven't they? As a matter of fact, that's all they do is America.
They're doing that right now in Syria.
Yeah, taking their oil. I mean, they're doing it everywhere. That's what the British did too, you know. That's like what do they call it? Mercantilism, I guess, a form of mercantilism. But yeah, we have a video of some of the protests of, you know, what's going on in Argentina. Man, I tell you what, they say, oh, hundreds to thousands, but I'll tell you what, this is definitely 2 million. If you see some of these photos, you know, from drones, I mean, it's as far as the eye can see. I don't know if it's on this one, but you can find them on boulevards.
It's a problem with these close shots. You know, close shots, you can never tell how many people there are.
Yeah, well, they had some distant ones, you know, from like, I don't know if it was from drone footage, and it's like as far as the eye can see on 3 main boulevards. I didn't want to put too many videos of that on here, but you know, a person can find it on there. It looks kind of like in three different branches, you know, people coming, and then there's a main square where there's a huge amount of people. There's I don't know, at least 10,000 or 20,000 on the square, and then there's I don't know, much more than that actually, because they're all crowded in. And then these things going as far as the eye can see with, you know, totally crowded boulevards. And then they have other streets that they don't show. It's in the other direction. And then they showed that on a different thing. It's just incredible. And all these people are really, really ticked off. I don't think that he would survive a vote if they had one today. Yeah. And on another continent, we have Ursula von der Leyen. Look at her there. Look how happy she is.
The gynecologist.
Yeah, they're having money problems too. You know, it's not just Argentina, but I don't know. Argentina's might be in some ways worse.
Every Western country is having issues.
Yeah, these countries, it's incredible. I mean, how can that possibly be that they run out of money after sending billions to Ukraine? I don't understand how. How can they have less? Doesn't that make you have more money when you send your money to Ukraine? because Zelensky said it's not charity, it's an investment. So didn't the investment, I mean, I thought they said it was a great investment. Lindsey Graham said it was a great investment. So they should all be rich by now, aren't they? So all this money going to Ukraine. And Ursula von der Leyen, she says they need more. But actually, they have a capital outflow of $300 billion every year going to the U.S. Well, gee, I wonder how that happened. You know, all these firms are leaving. She used to be the Minister of Defense for Germany. And so she knows very much about Germany. And, you know, when you get your pipelines blown up and not even look for the culprit, whoever did it. And
it's another mystery.
Yeah. And all the energy costs are skyrocketing. And some of these firms, like big firms that make automobiles and stuff, relocate to a place where it's actually cheaper. You know, you have to wonder, how can that possibly have a capital outflow from your country when all the jobs are gone? So many jobs. But anyway, she, I guess, said that that's the case. And so she says, you know what? We have altogether, I think it was $33 trillion in personal accounts.
In the EU, yeah.
You know, bank accounts of Europeans' bank accounts. So we'll just tap into that. What they're proposing is to go in and steal people's bank accounts or steal a percentage from everybody's bank account. Who knows? Maybe it would be based on how much you hold there or whatever. I have no idea, but they're seriously thinking about taking people's money.
Take your money out of the bank now.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, just even coming up and talking about that, you'd say, well, damn, I think I'm going to take my money out of the bank, you know, but they'll find it, you know, make sure you have a good thick mattress or something. Yeah. Yes.
Move it to a Russian bank.
She called
It'll
it
be safer.
Tapping into personal savings to finance Europe's own development needs. What she means is sending it to Ukraine.
Because the French mentioned that a few months ago. Remember, same thing about French depositors.
Yeah, they did. Now that you mention that, and sending it to Ukraine, right?
Yep.
And then they're going to take Russia's assets and send them to Ukraine. I mean, I think we were talking about this. And I've known this for a long, long time. I mean, for years, I think before this military operation, that Ukraine is like a big hole. It's like you hear the sucking sound of money and everything going in there. And all of a sudden you have some small officials, police chiefs and everything being filthy rich. You know, they have multiple sports cars, big houses, multiple properties in other countries and things like that. But you still hear that big sucking sound from all these other countries because they're dumping all this money into Ukraine. But they're not corrupt, and there's not even any Nazis in Ukraine. So don't worry about it. Just send your money. Just shut up and send your money. I told you that. All of you. Do it. Don't have to have Ursula come and take your bank account. Gosh, it is incredible.
And they're complaining that Russia just seized an Italian company because the Italians did something seizing theirs. And then the EU goes, see, Russia's not going on international law.
Yeah, how could Russia, because we seized their things, how can they do that back? That's against the law.
Yeah.
Only we can do that. That's a rules-based order, you know.
Exactly. And also because of what America's doing, seizing the assets, this is also what's happening. Ghana, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, they're all husking for their gold back.
Senegal, Algeria, Cameroon.
Yeah. Give us our gold back. That's it. We can't trust you anymore.
Isn't that strange? Everybody was saying if they're going to steal Russia's money, that people wouldn't trust the U.S. anymore. I can't understand why, but it looks like they don't. Huh? But a lot of these people, they have their money. It's in the basement of the New York Federal Reserve. You know, that's where their gold reserves. Germany repatriated half of their money, some years ago, and the gold that they had sent there was of very high quality, probably like 99.9%, and they do have such quality gold. When a lot of time you buy these coins, that's another thing. If you buy an Australian kangaroo, and I think of Vienna,
kangaroo or a coin?
Yeah,
an actual kangaroo.
No, But anyway, gold kangaroo, 1 ounce coin, or what is it, a maple leaf gold coin from Canada or whatever. Most of those are 99.9% gold. But if you buy the American ones and it costs more, it's like 97% or something like that. So it's less gold, but you pay more for it. It's incredible. And then I'll tell you what, if you have it through a broker and you want to sell it back, you only get the same amount as what you get from like a maple leaf or the kangaroo gold coins. It's incredible. So you pay a lot more. So you lose your backside huge if you if you want to have it kept in a vault by some of these dealers. That's just incredible. But yeah. Oh, but anyway, what I was going to say is Germany repatriated half of their gold back, and they got a lower quality gold than what they put in there. So they didn't get the same gold that they put in the New York Federal Reserve basement. They got a worse quality back. Jeez, that's it, huh? Yes, but yeah, we can say stuff about Palestine now, but I think Bernie Sanders got pissed at something Netanyahu said.
Yeah,
right?
well, we can listen to Netanyahu, what he said first, probably a good idea. So
yeah,
here's this. He's speaking English, I think.
Mr. Evil
is horrific. Anti-Semitic mobs have taken over leading universities. They
They're
call
all
for the
anti-Semitic.
annihilation of Israel. They attack Jewish students. They attack Jewish faculty. This is reminiscent of what happened in German universities in the 1930s. It's unconscionable. It has to be stopped. It has to be condemned, and condemned unequivocally. But that's not what happened. The response of several university presidents was shameful. Now, fortunately, state, local, federal officials, many of them have responded differently, but there has to be more. More has to be done. It has to be done not only because they attack Israel, that's bad enough. Not only because they want to kill Jews wherever they are.
They want to kill them.
That's bad enough. It's also, when you listen to them, it's also because they say not only death to Israel, death to the Jews, but death to America. And this tells us that there's an anti-Semitic surge here that has terrible consequences. We see this exponential rise of anti-Semitism throughout America and throughout Western societies as Israel tries to defend itself against genocidal terrorists.
Defend itself.
Genocidal terrorists who hide behind
genocidal terrorists.
It is Israel that is falsely accused of genocide. Israel that is falsely accused of starvation and all sundry war crimes. It's all one big libel. But that's not new. We've seen in history that anti-Semitic attacks were always preceded by vilification.
Is this deep fake, or is he
No,
really?
this is
He's
not.
really
This is
saying this stuff.
Jewish people that are unbelievable, yet people believe them. And what is important now is for all of us who are interested and cherish our values and our civilization, to stand up together and to say enough is enough. We have to stop anti-Semitism, because anti-Semitism is the canary in the coal mine. It always precedes larger conflagrations that engulf the entire world. So I ask all of you, Jews and non-Jews alike, who are concerned with our common future and our common values, to do one thing: stand up, speak up, be counted. Stop anti-Semitism now.
You can start with a guy named Netanyahu. Do you know that the Palestinians are Semitic people? And who is the most anti-Semitic person on the planet Earth that you've ever seen? Is Netanyahu.
And most of those in Israel aren't Semites. They're like people that were born in America.
Yeah, they don't have a drop of Semitic blood in them.
No.
They're from Europe. They're European stock people, and they're not even from there.
So Bernie Sanders got on after that. Sanders got on after that.
Now Bernie Sanders sounds weak. This guy, I mean, I tell you, I've never heard of such a line of bullshit in my whole life. I mean, this guy, he tops the list there, Netanyahu. I mean, everything he said is false. It's projection and fake stuff. That they want to kill Jews, and they said death to America because they don't like to see Palestinians slaughtered.
Which later on we've got a lot of videos from the protests, so you'll be able to see what's going on. So here's what he says.
Mr. Netanyahu, it is not anti-Semitic or pro-Hamas to point out that in a little over 6 months, your extremist government has killed 34,000 Palestinians and wounded more than 78,000, 70% of whom are women and children.
Yeah.
It is not anti-Semitic to point out that your bombing has completely destroyed more than 221,000 housing units in Gaza, leaving more than 1 million people homeless, almost half the population.
But Israel's
It
the
is
victim.
not anti-Semitic to note that your government has obliterated Gaza's civilian infrastructure, electricity, water, and sewage. It is not anti-Semitic to realize that your government has annihilated Gaza's healthcare system, knocking 26 hospitals out of service and killing more than 400 healthcare workers. It is not anti-Semitic to condemn your government's destruction of all of Gaza's 12 universities and 56 of its schools, with hundreds more damaged, leaving 625,000 students with no educational opportunities. It is not anti-Semitic to agree with virtually every humanitarian organization in saying that your government, in violation of American law, has unreasonably blocked humanitarian aid coming into Gaza, creating the conditions in which so many thousands of children face malnutrition and famine. Mr. Netanyahu, anti-Semitism is a vile and disgusting form of bigotry that has done unspeakable harm to many millions of people. But please,
Like Palestinians.
do not insult the intelligence of the American people by attempting to distract us from the immoral and illegal war policies of your extremist and racist government. Do not use anti-Semitism to deflect attention from the criminal indictment you are facing in the Israeli courts. It is not anti-Semitic to hold you accountable for your actions.
Also, the ICC is about to issue warrants against Netanyahu as well and some of his cabinet members.
I can't see how anybody cannot do that. I mean, I don't think, I'll tell you, in real truth, you look, if you look at, like real truth, if you look at Adolf in Germany in the 1930s.
Mr. H.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think, Mr. N in Israel is far worse than that, because a lot of that stuff was just fabricated. I mean, Mr. H, he obviously was anti-Semitic and he was imperialistic, and I don't know for sure, because nobody has any evidence that he had some sort of a policy to exterminate Jews, even though that's what they created, that they telling us. But he certainly didn't like Jews, and he certainly wanted them out of Germany, and he certainly persecuted them and all that sort of thing. And of course, he personally did put them in camps and things like that. But a lot of the other stuff is just embellished, unfortunately. I think it was official Red Cross records say, I believe, 175,000 people, meaning gypsies and opponents of the Nazis and all that, died in these concentration camps. That's a little bit less than 6 million.
And this is Al Jarrett's report news, so we're allowed to play this, I think.
Human rights chief says he is horrified by the reports of mass graves in Gaza. At least 310 bodies have been discovered on the grounds of Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. Witnesses say some of the victims were killed during the Israeli siege of the hospital. The UN is calling for a thorough and independent investigation.
Yeah.
Given the prevailing climate of impunity, this should include international investigators. Hospitals are entitled to very special protection under international humanitarian law. And let's be clear, the intentional killing of civilians, detainees, and others who are hors de combat is a war crime.
But it's not genocide, no. And Hamas was hiding in the hospitals, even if they never found any evidence of any Hamas ever being there. It's incredible. And nothing ever happens, They bring these things up and nothing ever happens. If the U.S. doesn't want it to happen, it doesn't happen. They run the whole system in the world,
Oh, this is in London today. There was 100,000 people at the pro-Palestinian march, and this is how many people came out for Israel.
Oh, that's wow. Yeah, and you'd probably read in the paper, hundreds, when there's not even 100.
Yeah, they would have taken a photo really close.
Yeah.
Like this. Hang on. There you go.
Yeah.
Thousands were there.
Thousands, yeah.
Look, we'll just move a bit. Look, thousands of people.
Yeah, even like that thing in what was it, in Argentina? You know, they said, I think they said 100, couple 100,000, but if you see the photos, it's definitely more than 1 million people showed up to that one in Argentina. Look at, and nobody ever hears about it. You know, it's not even big news in the West. Yeah, but yes. And a lot of these protests, you know, you start thinking about like the, you know, George Soros and his, what was it? Why did that slip my head in a minute? His the name of his foundation.
Open Society.
Open Societies, yeah. Yeah, and I guess that's probably what is funding a lot of these protests. And you think about like Soros, he's actually also the one behind the war in Ukraine. So, you know, he's a nasty guy in that sense. And he also funds a lot of these migrants, you know, migrating into the U.S. and the EU.
He was behind the BLM protests as well, funding them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, okay, that one too. Yeah, you're right. But anyway, a lot of people say, oh, he's a Jew, you know, and people that don't like Jewish people. But he's not a Jew, and he doesn't claim to be a Jew, and he doesn't even believe in God. And just because he was born Jewish, you would think that Jews would hate Soros because he turned Jews in to Adolf when he was just a little boy, right into the Nazis. He ratted them out.
No, he worked for someone he worked for someone where they went and got the household goods and that and resold them after they were taken.
Also, but I heard he told where some of them are hiding or what they were doing in their operations. Anyway, he gave information to the Nazis that should have been kept secret about Jewish peoples in Hungary. And so he wasn't even a Jew back then. I mean, at least he didn't want to be, apparently. Yeah, and some of the other things. We have a lot of footage, don't we, of protests?
Yep. So we'll start with your photo. We'll start with your photo. This is at Ohio University State.
See, mine doesn't show the sign that says it's in Ohio.
Yeah, and they had snipers up there for the peaceful protesters.
Yeah, that's America. That's like what they did in the Maidan in Ukraine. They had snipers up there and they were shooting people, and that's what started the entire fall of Yanukovych back in those days. That's actually in the manuals, you know, of the Navy SEALs and Delta Force and all that, is how to destabilize a country is by just using a couple snipers. You can have 3 people and they can destabilize an entire country. You know.
So this is a combination of a few videos. It goes on for 8 minutes, but we can cut it if we get bored. So this is a few universities. This is in Atlanta, Georgia. So we'll start with them. And as you can see, this guy's handcuffed, held down, and they tasered him.
Yeah.
Nice police. We're still in Atlanta. Police going through. Holding people down.
Just a nice police picnic.
Yeah.
That guy's got a bright white shirt. I'll tell you what. Let's see if they don't show that guy again. Throw him and get some grass stains on his shirt. Ooh. Is that Zelensky? See that green shirt? What's he doing there?
I don't know what happened. Oh, turn on sound would be a good idea. I'm an idiot, sorry.
Oh, boy.
Hi, where were you when you got taken? I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do for you right now?
This is a professor.
Philosophy department office and tell them I've been arrested.
Philosophy department?
Yes.
She was just walking by.
I will. What's your...
Noel Matthew. I'm chair of the philosophy department.
I got you.
President-elect.
I got you.
This is another professor. She just went up to see if one of the students was okay.
She's just checking on a student. Get on the ground! Slam her!
Yeah, right into the concrete.
Jeez. Give me the cuffs! Get the taser! Jeez. Welcome to America!
I've got a lot of good footage when the fake president goes on about something.
You are what? What are we saying to
Rabid dogs.
Jeez, she's a professor just checking on a student. You're a rabid dog! You maggot!
There's the snipers on the roof again.
You maggot! You get on your belly and crawl like a reptile!
Okay, this is Texas. So we're just sitting on the grass, all these protesters, not doing anything else.
That's sacred grass. You're not allowed to sit on it. Farting on there.
And Israel's offered their facial recognition to get people that have got masks on.
But you know, a lot of these police are trained by Israelis.
Yeah.
They get their training by Israeli, and the American police are now trained to act as if Americans are Palestinians. Did they treat them like they're Palestinians? What does that tell you? How Palestinians are treated? Somehow, I think this is backfiring on Israel. Don't ask me how. I wonder if these people, these young kids growing up, I wonder if they're going to be crafting policies in favor of Israel when they start to move into positions of power. Well, he knows one word. I guess he went to the university, that policeman. Move. Look at them enjoying nature and the flowers. Doing some gardening. I want to bust some heads. Where's some heads? Give me some heads here. Protesting in favor of Palestine. I'll tell you what, if they were protesting in favor of Ukraine
or Israel,
which they have done, and the police are not going to be doing this stuff to them.
No. Or BLM.
And everybody knows that. Everybody watching these videos knows that if these people were in favor of Israel or Ukraine, the police would not be doing this to them. Because they're rabid dogs, like that policeman said, right? Even that professor that had nothing to do with it. You're a rabid dog! Get him! Jeez. I think what did they need 8 guys to take that one guy down? Jeez. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, well, welcome to the rules-based order, young lady.
Saw a lot of this behaviour from the police when we were in London during the lockdown protests. They were doing the same thing.
Yeah, isn't that incredible? That's democracy in action, people.
Interesting how the police looks like military.
Yeah.
And even if you're not a journalist, what's this journalist? The guy with the camera.
Oh, they go after him too. That, I tell you, looks like they're trained in Israel.
Oh.
Wow. God, that camera, what's that? Thousands of dollars and slam it on the ground. Holy crap, just for filming. Wow. Jeez. It's like you have this camera, you have two hands on it. There's no way that that guy can be causing any trouble because his hands are occupied holding onto this expensive camera, and they grab him and slam him on the ground with his camera. My God.
Look at this, Germany. Watch this one.
This is Germany? Well, look at that.
So there you go. And then we've got, you've got one from Gay Paris. Gay Paris.
Jeez, incredible. They should be protesting for Ukraine. Just a matter of fact, if they had a Ukraine flag on, they probably would be left alone.
That's most likely. This is in Paris.
Palestine. So right up above my finger there.
So there you go.
Wow, that's a nice get together with the police. Very charming, very charming. Yeah. Also,
next time the fake president goes on Twitter about heavy-handed police here, I'm gonna send her these videos.
Yeah, they got bam, bam, bam. You know, get the guy. There's a lot more, as you all know. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of footage of the Western police beating the crap. I mean, I'll tell you what, hitting them with batons in the head and everything. I mean, and then just, I mean, American police, I'll tell you what, you know, and then even in jail cells, people that are confined to a jail cell, maybe they were screaming or something like that. I have no idea because there was no sound. But then you have a policeman come in, grab a woman, you know, put their hand on the back of the head and slam their face into a concrete wall, you know, just slamming their face into it. And then you see a bunch of blood, you know, they probably broke her nose and all kinds of stuff, you know, but that is democracy. That's what you paid for, people. So that's what you should all like. Wow. And then
I'm going to digress here, but have you seen this tweet, which I'll try and find? What do I do with it? What do I do with it? Give me a second.
The good tweet.
Yes. So,
wow.
So in 2020, when all this started, the SMO, you know, Russians left, you know, like, oh, bad Russian, they left and went to the EU and other places. And then now they've found out that they started tweeting, this is one from today, although it's in Russian, essentially says is they left 2 years ago. They're paying now 3 times as much for everything to live twice as worse as they did in Russia. So they're regretting leaving.
Yeah, that's why Lukashenko says, I'll let them go.
They'll come back.
And they're all, you know, the thing is, I think he doesn't let those that have blood on their hands come back. You know, people that have had something to do with engineering ways to kill people, you know, that people actually lost their lives and things like that. And you have to kind of ask to come back. You have to request it and all that. But
there's a website, and if your name's on there, you can then request if you can come back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And of course, a lot of people have, but then a lot of them are joining up. They're getting fake promises, you know, that they're going to be big shots or something like that when these people come from the West and and attack Belarus. So you can believe who you want to believe, but I don't know.
I've got a video of a high speed police chase in Russia. You don't see those very often, do you? Do you want to see this one?
Yeah, I think in Russia they do have that stuff. It doesn't happen in Belarus now.
No,
very much.
No. Well, so this is a high speed police chase.
Wow.
Watch.
Oh. Oh. Is this real?
Yeah, this is real. Anyway. High speed police chase.
Wow. Yeah, that's really something.
See, everybody, we give you a lot of different news here.
Yeah. In Ukraine, do you guys remember about all this stuff? And we mentioned it, I think, the last show too. That Putin is branded now a war or a criminal because of these children or something that supposedly
been found in Germany.
Yeah, well, now they found them, of course, in the EU, and now they have proof. I didn't put it up here because it's in Russian anyway. I just show you a bunch of Russian pages or something. But anyway, Ukraine knew about this. They did this on purpose. They sent all these children over there. And part of this, and I remember hearing about this months ago before they accused Putin and it was a really strange thing because they were in the Kharkov region, and now I guess it's under fire. And of course, the Azov battalion, of course, has made a huge, so to speak, fortress in the middle out of some apartment buildings, waiting for Russia to come in. But they were taking, whenever they went to like these, like even houses and stuff in the outskirts, they were, what they were reporting is that they were evacuating the people from there. But what they were doing is they were evacuating the children, and they made the parents stay there and become part of the defense of those things. And
human shields.
Yeah, and a lot of these children, apparently, these parents never saw their children again, and they won't, because they sent a lot of them to Europe. And I don't know, I'm not sure if those are some of the ones that they were accusing Putin of taking, but I think, at least the article I was reading, they said, hey, we'll blame Putin on this for these things. So, and it's, thousands of children. They even had numbers, and it's thousands of children evacuated from like Kharkov region is one, and separated from their parents. And wow, it was incredible. And and so the last thing that I really have is that there's this putting out, and it was just today, there's some of these officials, I think, from the Chihuahua states, and I think there's even some responses from Russia, and they're like kind of like laughing a little bit, but they're saying that it's now been officially put out by who was it? John Kirby? Where is it at here? I even wrote it. Well, I'll read this thing anyhow. The EU has been talking about Ukraine bombing the Kerch Bridge in the near future. And of course, Ukraine said they're going to do it in 2024, this year. One official said something like, get a photo now while it's still there. Yeah, some people are saying this is in reference to the U.S. having sent ATACMS, long-range missiles, to Ukraine. And Jake Sullivan has come out and admitted it. Remember, even like a week ago, they were saying, oh, no, we're not going to send ATACMS. We're not going to send. We have no intention of sending ATACMS. Well, they sent them, before that time.
Yeah, this is the tweet here.
And what Jake Sullivan said, in significant numbers, Yeah, and that's the tweet from this guy from, is it in English, by the way? I don't know.
I'll just hang on, give me a second. Yes, it is. It's English. I'll just...
well, I just kind of paraphrased what he said.
I'll zoom
Get
in.
a photo now.
Zoom in.
But what is it? It's just like when they're, stealing the assets of Russia, and everybody now trying to get their gold out of there because your money isn't safe in America. But look at now. Oh, we didn't send attack. We're not going to send them.
This is the foreign minister, isn't it, of Lithuania?
I don't know if he still is, but he's some kind of official person or whatever. I think this guy also has something to do with talking about the Nord Stream in the past. Maybe he was one of the ones that were, celebrating or whatever. But anyway, it's just
they really got a hard on for this bridge, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what Zelensky said. He said something like, "We really want it to happen. I mean, we really want to do that. We really want to blow it up." He said that. And then with these ATACMS, of course, they sent secretly, just like they send a whole bunch of stuff to Israel secretly, hundreds of shipments. And all this time, when they're saying, "Oh, we're out of missiles, we're out of artillery, we're out of this stuff," and as you know, when thing broke out in Israel, all of a sudden, magically, they come up with all kinds of artillery shells and bombs and things they sent to Israel. And Ukraine was watching this and said, "You said you were out of these things."
It's not fair.
Yeah, but they still have a lot more. Trust me, they have a lot more. And when the U.S. says, "Oh, we're not going to send ATACMS," and now they admit that they sent already in significant numbers.
In March.
It's like, so we don't lie. It's Russia that lies. Incredible. It's incredible. So that's mostly all I have to say for today.
Mm-hmm. What's this thing you've got? Or is this me?
You? Oh,
this is me.
That's you right there.
This thing. Whoops.
Oh, no, I put that. That's just a good tweet I saw.
It was a good plan. Step 1, use Ukraine to destroy Russia. Step 2, use Israel to destroy Iran. Step 3, use Taiwan to destroy China. Main control over the world.
Maintain their control, the masters of the universe. He says these arrogant, power-hungry morons can't even get past step 1 because Russia is making them look like clowns.
Yeah.
But it's not that they're morons. It's they just had a bad plan, and they just badly executed. And Russia's a lot more powerful than they thought they were. I mean, it's terrible. Terrible for the United States. Great for Russia. That they. It's incredible. Their miscalculations, and in Germany miscalculated. I think Napoleon miscalculated. Why is it that everybody miscalculates the power of Russia? Incredible.
I think they would have learned by now.
Yeah, but I guess they're going to just keep right on doing it,
Yeah, and the Houthis attacked this ship, Adron Star, so it was slightly damaged. So they did that yesterday or today. And give me a second.
Yeah, Israel continues, of course, to attack.
We're talking about
Palestine.
two-tier policing. How they're nice with some groups like, say, BLM, and then other groups like the lockdowns. Well, on St. George's Day in England, this little group of people were walking through with St. George's flags.
Which is Russian.
No, St. George is English as well.
Oh, wait, that's not the same. That's red and white.
Yeah, this is St.
The Russian one is different.
This is St. George flag. This is St. George flag. And watch.
I'm thinking of St. George ribbon.
No, the police in the high vis jackets.
That's what they think of religion, huh?
That's what they think of the English. Their own English.
Place holster in.
I thought that was a public place, meaning for the people. But I guess the public is not the people, huh? Democracy in action. Freedom. Democracy. Gosh.
Yeah,
Justice.
There's none of that.
Yeah, and that's the West.
It's the West. The West.
Yeah, look at it. Are they blocking traffic? No, that's a place where there isn't any traffic, right? That's not on the street.
Yes, and this what's his name? I'll just get his name.
That was by the Houses of Parliament, I believe.
This is the CDU party head talking about social media in Germany.
Unterstützen wir die Demokratie im Bereich von Social Media. Da gibt es sicherlich 5 Hebel. Idealerweise.
Oops. So he's talking about social media in Germany.
Yeah, we're protecting democracy.
Yeah, it's got subtitles.
Oh,
if you would
how
like
we protect the democracy.
So if you would like to read this.
That's how we protect the democracy in the area of social media. There are certainly 5 levers. Ideally, we should consider the question of
a bot ban.
Bot ban. Can you do that? Okay. How can you tell it's a bot? So that the use of fake profiles would be punishable by law.
Damit eben die Nutzung gefälschter Profile eine Straftat ist.
It is also about the question of a real name usage obligation, because freedom of expression should not be hidden behind a pseudonym. It's also about the question that we should create social media licenses for each user that can be canceled due to bad behavior.
Yeah,
Holy crap,
yeah.
So that the dangerous people are not on the internet. We wouldn't get a license.
No, that's it. We're delicensed.
We will have to deal with inserting algorithms. What about if somebody in a different country, faster than the diversity of opinion also? What if somebody in a different country? I mean, it's like there's no border.
Then they'd block it, I suppose, somehow.
Yeah, and it's about a stronger media literacy. All of this will be available to us in Thuringia. Monitor at different places. It's southwest Germany.
Yeah, so there you go.
Oh wait, Thuringen. That's the eastern part. That's below Saxony.
So they want to give people licenses. You got to use your real name.
Or Saxon-Anhalt and Saxony, and on the other side, I think, is Bavaria. So that's kind of a southern, but of eastern Germany part over there.
I don't know if this is nasty, but remember Big Mike? Okay, and then Macron's wife.
Yeah.
Have you seen Schulz's wife?
No.
Ready?
I guess so. I'm sitting down. Wow. Yeah.
It looks manly.
Yeah, she looks like an arm wrestler, huh?
Arm wrestler. Looks like an arm wrestler.
She's got that jaw of some British commander or something.
Yeah. And in Ireland, they've been protesting about the immigrants there as well. So these immigrants were going to be put inside a village, and people weren't very happy about that. So they...
So they're going to... the government was going to force the village to take migrants, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Let's see what the people thought of that.
Hang on. So what they did was they're fighting back.
But didn't they vote for it because it's democracy, right?
No, oh, come on. So here we go. This is what they did to the place where the migrants are going to live.
It's at least warm.
Yeah. That's what they're doing. They're helping the migrants be warm.
Wow. Incredible. Anti-Semites, probably. Wait a minute, they're not Jewish. So what do they call that?
And oh, hang on. And of course, lovely police came in.
I'm going!
Because they ran out of marshmallows. Jeez. You will take these migrants, and you will like it. You will like being raped on the streets. You will like us taking more tax money from you to pay for them.
So the Irish are fighting back.
The fighting Irish.
I'm a journalist! Press!
I guess they wish their leader was Fico or...
You're pepper spraying press!
Pepper spraying the press.
Pepper?
Pepper spraying the press.
Oh, jeez.
Hold the line! Platoon!
Platoon? Wow, sounds like a real military operation there. And here comes the stormtroopers.
So they thought that was overnight. So they thought, oh well, the police thought we've won. But then the next day, the Next day.
I'm your father, Luke.
Yep. So they put up barriers.
The police did this, right?
Yeah. They thought, oh, this will stop them. Just you'll see how many people turn up. Sounds nice. Birds in the background.
Yeah.
I'll fast forward it a bit. See? All the village came out.
Irish Red, or whatever it says. Irish Republic.
What do we want? What do we want? What do we want?
Looks like there's more people than there was the night before.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to keep growing if they keep beating up on the people, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And it's happened in Ireland. What else we got?
Well, so they had barriers on each side. In that area was not supposed to be people, and all of a sudden it's more crowded than it was.
Yeah.
That'll teach them. We'll put up these barriers. We'll write them a stern letter.
And in Moscow, they've got at one of the squares there, they've got NATO equipment, that's trophies. So they're lining up for the 1st of May. You can go and see them.
Yeah. Funny, isn't it? Now, Ukraine is not allowed to use Abrams tanks because they don't like, the U.S. doesn't like to see them getting destroyed and captured.
Exactly. So these are all in Moscow on the square, all lined up.
Хохлядский. Вон Евросоюз, чешская, польская. Это казаки.
Get some more closer.
So they have one Abrams in decent condition, right?
They got an this Abrams, or just
the other ones they destroyed, huh? On the battlefield.
I'll show you this one, which they got today. They had to get 2 tank recoveries to drag it because 1, it's damaged, and 2, it's
really heavy.
Really heavy, 75 ton. So this is it today, which they got. So there it is. At the end there, getting pulled back.
Gee, what a heavy piece of junk. It's like a junky paperweight, huh?
So now they got one of those.
Huh. I just hear about the specs on those things. They need to get refueled up all the time. Burn too hot. I think you can't even stand behind them, right? Because
you got
get your hair burned off.
Yeah, turbine motor.
It's designed by some kind of an idiot.
Huge heat signature.
Yeah. To be seen from the highest satellites. Gosh, what an idiot. Whoever designed that thing. Maybe that's why the United States is having them pulled back. They were made to look impressive on paper so that they can sell them.
And fight against people that haven't got main battle tanks.
Yeah. Like go against Palestinians or something that have rocks and maybe a couple rifles.
Afghanis
with
an AK-47.
Yeah, and the weather has to, of course, be good. Probably can't have any mud because it
sinks.
Yeah. First you get stuck, and then it would be sinking.
Yeah, so that's another trophy they've got. And the Reuters producer was arrested in Moscow because he was posting stuff and helping the Navalny channel or website. So this is the FSB raiding and arresting him.
Surprise party!
Yeah, he looked very surprised. He looked very surprised.
Wonder if he got a piece of cake.
Well, maybe. We're back on the square again. We're just with a leopard arriving.
That must be that A2 that they have in very
A5,
repairable condition.
Yeah. So that's a good one. And what else we got? Got a few Ukraine vids while we're at it. So did you hear about the woman that tried to sell the kid in Ukraine for, was it $1 million or 2 million, or whatever the local currency is? She didn't want a kid anymore, so she decided to sell it.
No, I didn't hear about it.
Didn't you? Oh, so this is her with the police with the kid, and there's the money.
Jeez.
Yeah, the sting.
Someone actually was paying $1 million for a child.
Well, it's not $1 million. It's $1 million. Was it Heine?
$1 million.
Heine? Whatever it is.
Oh, their currency.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
There's the money there.
Wow. Huh.
So there you go. And, whoops. Where's that go? This is another Abrams, if you can see. Ready?
Oh, that's the drone. Wow.
Yeah, got it. It's number 6. Watch it go up.
Oh, that's the 6th Abrams.
Yeah, watch it go up. Look, as the ammunition goes off.
Wow. Gee. Wow. Looks like fireworks, the 4th of July. Gosh. Piccolo Pete's, or whatever they call those. Whistling Pete's.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we've got a sniper with subtitles, if you want to read these. So he's talking about...
Yeah, it's small here.
Is it? Oh, do you want me to read?
Oh, I can't see that, no.
My call sign is Dim, Little Smoke, from Novaya. In the Kherson region. Now I'm on the territory of the DPR, and when we were fighting the something power plant, because I can't read it. I noticed through the optical sight faces, so to speak, of non-Ukrainian origin. Because they were black in color, to say exactly not native inhabitants of Ukraine. At the approach to them, it was already clear that they were Americans, African Americans, judging by their documents. It was also interesting that when the American or any other foreigner was killed,
they removed their insignia.
The Ukrainian soldiers who were nearby would mutilate his face and cut off his hands.
Yeah, for fingerprints and stuff. That's been the practice the whole time.
So that we could not find out who this person was. We would find bodies of African Americans with their hands cut off and their faces mutilated by Ukrainians. So they would not be able to know evidence that there was an American involvement.
Pay attention, people.
What was the speciality of the mercenaries, in your opinion? Who were they? Infantrymen? Snipers? Mostly assault troops, because it's a mercenary. They get a lot of money for assaults.
How do you know they were mercenaries? Yeah. I'll tell you what, and I think they even admitted this. They just had somebody reporting from France what they do, and it's the same in America. You're a regular military, you're part of the regular military, and then you might even have to volunteer for this. I don't know if you're assigned for that, but what they do is they remove you from active duty, and you get a certain status where you're not in active duty anymore, but you get it back as soon as when you come back. So, in other words, it's not like France sending you there, even though they actually are, because they ask for things, and they even give you special training and all that, and they send you there. But I'm not sure who pays. But anyway, when you come back, at least to France, that you get a much bigger paycheck from then on, I guess, while you're in the military, so you can continue your service. And it's probably similar in the United States. So I don't know what it is for how much you get paid and all that sort of thing, but I know that that's what they do in the United States, and they do that with Delta Force anyway. You don't have any documents or anything like that on you. You're looking like you're a mercenary, but you're not a mercenary. You're in the U.S. Army. You're part of Delta Force, and you can grow your hair long and all kinds of stuff. And your weapons, you're trained on different weapons, like say from Belgium, you get a Belgian FN, or some other things. Like we were trained on different weapons from different countries as well. And then they send you there, and you're carrying not just American weapons and that sort of thing. You might even have American uniform, I don't know, or just some kind of a camouflage thing. And then you go behind enemy lines and that sort of thing. And of course, you're very well, your cover and concealment and all that. You got to carry a good amount of water with you, and things like that. So that's what it's all about.
And election interference in the US. Here's a Ukrainian bot farm. This woman was there and was disgusted, and she left, and she's going to tell the story. We're about to run out of Russian subtitles because I didn't get some more today, so sorry about that. So anyway, this is in English.
Мене звуть Олеся. Я розповім свою історію англійською мовою. Hey guys, my name is Olesya, and I'm a former employee of the so-called Troll Fabric in Kiev, Ukraine. And today I want to tell you something about the structure and some reasons why I have left this job. I might be wrong, but I think it's the first time somebody published insider materials on this topic since 2019, when a journalist infiltrated the office in Kiev to make a report about it. And back then, I did realize that it was a troll fabric, but I told myself it's okay because I always supported President Zelensky, and I still do. And yes, at first the job was focused on supporting President Zelensky online, like writing positive comments or posts, etc. So we were mostly working on Facebook and Instagram. As the time has passed, I was transferred from the Ukrainian department, which worked for Ukrainian audience, to the English-speaking department, which were focused on the English-speaking public, like Americans and Europeans. But the topics remain the same: support for President Zelensky, support for Ukraine, and Ukrainian war effort. We also had French, German, and Italian departments. I actually heard some other offices in Kiev were hiring people who spoke Finnish and also Swedish and Estonian. About a half year ago, our main chef in command, Andrei Borisovich Yermak, paid us a visit. I'm pretty sure you have heard of the head of President Zelensky office. Really, it was an unusual event for the main figure behind our project to come visit the office. So he came with some English-speaking officials who were introduced to us as the American partners. We were told that they were very important guests, but no further details. Some of my colleagues told me that they were probably CIA.
Probably NSA.
During the visit, they said that our field of work is expanding, and we were told that our new target was the United States of America, especially the upcoming elections. Long story short, we were asked to do everything to prevent Donald Trump from winning the elections. So basically, this topic was added to our main lines of work. Since then, each of us had to post at least 3 or 5 posts daily, posing as the Americans and the Europeans, and criticizing Donald Trump and praising Biden. The Americans have even organized a few lectures for us to get a better understanding of American politics and American mindset and main social and politics issues. Then we were occupied with the topics for the job, which sounded like this. Unlike Trump, Biden is a smart and experienced politician. Unlike Trump, Biden will never betray NATO partners. Trump will alienate our partners. Also, Biden will not abandon Ukraine, and Biden will protect democracy while Trump is Putin's puppet. I honestly tried to convince myself it's okay, since Biden is a clearly better option for Ukraine. But, it was too much for me. Some of my colleagues felt really nervous too. One thing is to work for the best interests of my country, but interfering in US politics is a whole other thing.
So Ukraine interfering in U.S. politics.
Well, how that's a surprise. Is it Ukraine or is it, well, you saw what it is. It's actually the USA.
Yeah.
The USA coming and getting Ukraine to interfere in U.S. politics. Elections.
And speaking of Trump, I don't know if you saw this. He's saying that Trump advisors discuss penalties for nations that move away from the dollar. So if you don't use the dollar in trade, we're going to give you penalties.
I wonder. We'd have to see. I wonder if that's fake.
No, this is actually from them, their advisors that came out.
Well, actually, you can make penalties without, doing anything. What do you say?
It's probably talking about
extra.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this in America, in New York. This construction guy, CNN, came up to ask him a few questions about Trump and Biden, and he didn't get the answer he wanted. So listen to this.
What's it like seeing so many Republicans in Manhattan, so many Trump supporters in Manhattan? Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. It's turning now. Trump's turn again.
What's your message to Joe Biden?
Fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck Joe Biden. Remember, thousands of people at sports matches. I'll tell you what, most people, I would say that probably the real poll numbers are maybe you got about 15% in favor of Biden, maybe 20, and it doesn't mean that all the rest are for Trump, but Trump has got far more supporters than Biden. There's no doubt about that. Gosh. But, they're going to lie to everybody so when they cheat on the vote, it's not so much of a surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, give me a second. I'm just going to do one more thing. And it's that time.
Oh.
It's that time, which I'll, as soon as I can get myself organized.
Too bad we ran out of the Russian subtitles.
Well, the last bit doesn't matter because it's just pictures.
But we'll have them next time, people.
Yes, I'll get my act together. I was busy today. So, everybody, it's time to go to Rumble because we're about to do our... You won't see that in Belarus section, and that'll be after the show. So, please go to Rumble channel for the rest of the live show. I'm just going to cut you off now. I'll put the address in the chat.
Hopefully the rest of our stuff that we've just put on YouTube is not going to get us any strikes or anything. Yeah.
Tell you what, if you're starting a channel now, don't even worry about YouTube. Just stay on Rumble.
Yeah, I think so. YouTube's just coming up with too many rules. Teacher, don't you fill me up with your rules, 'cause everybody knows that smoking ain't allowed in school.
Okay, so I put the link in the chat in YouTube. Thanks for everybody for being on YouTube. Please come to Rumble, and if you haven't subscribed to the Rumble, so you'll know when that goes live. It's better to watch that anyway.
We'll see you there.
We'll see you there. I'm just about to cut everybody off on YouTube while...
Cut it off!
While the Zoom man does a song and dance.
Cut it off, cut it off, cut it off. Bouncing heads.
And we're off.